BeamyLiam.jpg, 26 years old, graphic designer life is pretty beige work. Gym, cook, sleep. Repeat, got out of a 3-year relationship with Sarah about 6 months ago. The breakup was amicable. Like a boring business merger dissolving, it's not you. It's us not being right for each other. Still sucks, though leaves a void the size of a small car in your daily routine. My best mate, Ben, has been trying to get me back on the horse. You need a rebound, dude. A meaningless fun. Soul-cleansing rebound. I'm not really the meaningless fun type. My idea of a wild night is staying up past 11 p.m. watching WWWO documentaries, but he's persistent drags me to a house party hosted by some friend of a friend. It's loud, crowded, and everyone seems to be 22. Feel like a fossil. I'm nursing a warm beer in a corner, planning my escape route. Then this girl walks over. Maya. She's got this messy bun, paint splatters on her jeans, and a smile that could disarm a bomb. She asks me if I'm also hiding from the guy who won't stop trying to play Wonderwall on an unplugged electric guitar. I am. We start talking. She's a photographer. She's funny. She's got this dry wit that just clicks with mine for the first time in months. I'm not thinking about Sarah. I'm not thinking about my boring routine. We talk for hours. The party fades into a dull roar around us. One beer turns into 4. She says her roommate's out of town. My brain, which is usually a cautious, overthinking mess, just goes, yes. We get back to her place. It's exactly what you'd expect a photographer's apartment to look like: cool prints on the walls, stacks of art books, a faint smell of darkroom chemicals. It's messy and perfect. Things happen. It's nice. It's not fireworks or movie magic. It's just human and real and a little clumsy. We used a condom. I'm not an idiot, but in the heat of the moment, it breaks. We both notice. We stop. There's that awkward half-second pause. Then she laughs, a real throaty laugh. Well, that's a party foul, she says. I laugh too, because what else are you gonna do? The mood's kinda broken anyway. We just lie there for a bit, talking. In the morning, she makes coffee that's strong enough to strip paint. She scribbles her number on a napkin. Call me maybe, she says with a grin, quoting the song ironically. I promise I will. I put the napkin in my jeans pocket. I feel good. Lighter, get home, throw my jeans in the laundry basket, completely forget about the napkin. It goes through a full wash and spin cycle by the time I remember. It's just a sad, pulpy white square of nothing. Her number is gone. Fuck. I feel like an idiot. I try to find her on social media, but Maya is a surprisingly common name. I don't know her last name. I don't know her friends. She's just gone. I feel a pang of disappointment. But life moves on. It was just one night. I tell myself a nice, soul-cleansing rebound. Just like Ben ordered. It fades into a pleasant memory, a story I'll probably never tell anyone. Fast forward a few weeks. I start feeling off. Not sick, exactly. Just tired, like my battery is permanently at 30%, getting weird night sweats too. Waking up and my t-shirt is damp. Chalk it up to work stress. We've got this huge project on. I'm pulling 10-hour days. I'm probably just burned out. Eating too much takeout. I mention it to Ben over a pint. Dude, you look like crap, he says, ever the diplomat. Thanks, man. I feel it. Maybe you've got that new strain of superflu. Ben is a hypochondriac. He thinks every cough is a sign of bubonic plague, or maybe you have scurvy. Are you eating enough oranges? I'm fine, Ben. Just tired. You should go get a checkup, get the full works. Blood tests, the lot. Could be anything. Mono, Lyme disease, alien parasite. I laugh it off, but the thought sticks in my head. The nagging anxiety that's been my lifelong companion pipes up. What if it's something? It's probably nothing, but what if? The memory of the broken condom surfaces from the deep recesses of my brain. Nah, couldn't be. That's like lottery-level bad luck, right? Still, the thought is there, like a pebble in my shoe. I decide to just do it, to shut the anxiety up. Find a local clinic online. Book an appointment. It's one of those sterile, impersonal places. I tick the box for a full STD panel. The doctor is a bored-looking guy who asks the standard questions without making eye contact. Have you had unprotected sex? Yes. Once the nurse takes my blood with the enthusiasm of someone sorting mail, And that's it. They say they'll call me in a week or two if anything comes up if you don't hear from us. It means you're all clear. A week goes by. Nothing. 10 days, nothing. The anxiety fades. The pebble is gone. I completely forget about it. I'm fine. Ben was just being dramatic. Life goes back to beige 2 weeks to the day I'm at my desk, trying to make a logo for an organic dog food company. Pop, more my phone buzzes. Unknown number. Probably a spam call about my car's extended warranty. I let it go to voicemail. A minute later, a notification pops up. Voicemail received. I sigh and play it. Hello, this is a message for Liam Carter from the Archer Street Clinic. We're calling to discuss your recent test results. Please give us a call back at your earliest convenience. The voice is flat, neutral, but my blood runs cold. My heart starts doing a drum solo against my ribs. Discuss my results. They said they'd only call if there was a problem. My hands are shaking. I Google. Clinic called me back about test results. The results are a horror show of forums and medical sites. It could be anything. It could be nothing. It could be a false positive. It could be an inconclusive result. It could be they just want to tell you everything is fine over the phone. I'm trying to breathe. I call the number back. The receptionist is cheerful. Archer Street Clinic. How can I help? Hi, my name is Liam Carter. I got a call about my test results. One moment, sir. I hear clicking. Typing. The hold music is a god-awful instrumental version of a pop song. Every second feels like an hour. Yes, Mr. Carter. The nurse has made a note here. Dr. Aldridge would like you to come in to discuss your results in person. Are you free tomorrow morning? In person. My stomach drops through the floor. They don't make you come in for good news. They don't make you come in to say, hey, just wanted to see your face to tell you that you're perfectly healthy. Is everything okay? I ask, my voice barely a whisper. I'm sorry, sir. I don't have that information. Dr. Aldridge will go over everything with you. How about 10 a.m.? I agree numbly. Hang up the phone. I can't feel my hands. The dog food logo on my screen is staring at me. It's a cartoon golden retriever. Smiling, I want to punch it. I tell my boss I have a dentist appointment the rest of the day. Is a blur. I can't focus on anything. I go home and just sit on my sofa, staring at a blank TV screen. I don't sleep that night. I just lie in bed, my mind racing through every worst-case scenario, every stupid mistake I've ever made. The broken condom. Maya's laugh. Well, that's a party foul. It echoes in my head. But it's not funny anymore. It's terrifying. The next morning, I walk into the clinic feeling like I'm walking to the gallows. The waiting room is the same. The bored-looking people are the same, but it all feels different, like I'm watching it through a sheet of glass. The receptionist calls my name. A nurse leads me to an office. Not an examination room, an office with a big wooden desk and leather chairs. Dr. Aldridge is there, the same bored-looking guy from before, but today his expression is softer, more serious. He gestures for me to sit down. Liam, thanks for coming in. He folds his hands on the desk. He's not making eye contact. Oh God, we got the results back from your blood work. He starts. We ran a comprehensive panel, as you requested. He takes a breath, and in that tiny pause, my entire life seems to hang in the balance, the before and the after. Liam, your test came back positive for the human immunodeficiency virus. The words don't register at first, they're just sounds human. Immunodeficiency, virus, HIV. The three letters that have been a boogeyman my whole life, the monster in the closet from health class videos in the 90s, gaunt faces. Tombstone adds a death sentence. My hearing goes fuzzy, like I'm underwater. Doctor Aldridge is still talking, his mouth is moving. But the sound is warped and distant. He's saying words like viral load and CD4 count and antiretroviral therapy. He slides a stack of pamphlets across the desk. They have smiling, healthy-looking people on the covers. It feels like a sick joke. I can't breathe. The room is tilting. This isn't a death sentence anymore, Liam, he says, and his voice cuts through the noise for a second. With modern medicine, this is a manageable chronic condition, like diabetes. Diabetes. I wish I had diabetes. I can't speak, my throat is clamped shut. I just nod. He's talking about a specialist, about follow-up appointments, about treatment options. I'm not listening, I'm thinking about Sarah. What if I had it when I was with her? Oh God, what if I gave it to her? But the timeline doesn't add up. We were always careful. It has to be from Maya. I'm thinking about my parents. How could I ever tell them? I'm thinking about never dating again, never kissing anyone again, never holding someone's hand. Who would want me? I'm poison. I'm a leper. The appointment ends. I don't remember how I'm outside, standing on the pavement. The sun is shining. People are walking by, laughing, living their normal lives, and my life has just ended. The pamphlets are in my hand. I walk to the nearest bin and throw them in. I go home. I close the blinds and I get into bed. And for the first time in my adult life, I cry a gut-wrenching, soul-tearing sob that leaves me empty and raw. The test was positive, and my life was over. The next few weeks are a black hole. I call in sick to work. First I say it's the flu, then I say it's a family emergency. I stop answering my phone. Ben calls. Texts, leaves voicemails. Dude, you alive? Call me. Seriously, Liam, what's going on? I'm getting worried. If I don't hear from you by tomorrow, I'm kicking your door down. My parents call, my sister calls. I ignore them all. I can't talk to them. What would I say? The silence is easier. My apartment becomes a cave. Takeout containers pile up. Clothes are everywhere. I don't shower, I don't shave. I just move from my bed to my sofa and back again. The only thing I do is go online, which is the worst possible thing I could do. I ignore the modern, reputable medical websites. My terrified brain seeks out the darkness. I find forums full of horror stories from the 80s and 90s. I read about people wasting away, about dementia, about rare cancers. I read about the stigma, the fear, the loneliness. I read about people being abandoned by their families and friends. I convince myself this is my future. The doctor said it was manageable. But that feels like a lie, a comforting lie. They tell people so they don't jump off a bridge. I'm tainted. A walking biohazard. Every time I look in the mirror, I don't see myself, I see a dying man. I fixate on Maya, a furious, bitter anger starts to grow in the pit of my stomach. Did she know? Did she know and not tell me? Did she do this on purpose? I try to remember every detail of our conversation. Was there a hint of something wrong, a clue I missed? Nothing. Just a funny, smart, beautiful girl, a girl who ruined my life and then vanished. The anger is easier to handle than the fear, and the despair. It gives me something to focus on her. And the broken condom, the single stupidest moment of my life, the 2-second party foul that cost me everything one afternoon. There's a loud, insistent knocking at my door. I ignore it. The knocking gets louder. Liam, I know you're in there. Open this damn door. It's Ben. Shit, go away, Ben. Not a chance in hell, buddy. Open up or I'm calling the landlord and telling him you've had a plumbing emergency. He's not bluffing. I drag myself to the door and open it a crack. He looks shocked. I can see my reflection in his eyes. I look like a homeless ghost. Jesus, man. He pushes the door open and walks in. He looks around at the squalor, the pizza boxes, the darkness. He doesn't say anything about the mess. He just looks at me. What's going on, Liam? Talk to me. I just shake my head. I can't. I lost my job, I mumble. It's the first lie that comes to mind. Ben's a human lie detector. He's known me since we were 5. Bullshit, he says, his voice soft. That's not it. This is something else, something bad. I feel the dam start to crack, the loneliness, the fear. It's all just too much to hold in anymore. I collapse onto the sofa and I tell him everything, the one-night stand, the broken condom, the test, the clinic, the doctor, the 3 letters H. IV. The words come out in a torrent of shame and terror. I can't look at him while I'm saying it. I'm staring at the floor, waiting for the reaction, waiting for the disgust, the fear, the awkward excuses to leave, waiting for him to back away from me, to see me as something contagious and unclean. When I'm done, there's a long silence. I finally brave a look at him. He's not disgusted. He's not scared. His face is just sad. He looks heartbroken. For me, he comes over, sits next to me on the sofa in the middle of all my filth, and he puts his arm around me. Okay, he says, his voice steady. Okay. So that's what this is. He doesn't say I'm sorry or that's awful, he just says okay, and it's the most comforting thing anyone could have said. It's not pity, it's acceptance. You're a fucking idiot for not calling me, he says. I let out a shaky laugh. It feels weird, like using a muscle I haven't used in a month. I know, we're going to fix this, Liam. You can't fix it, Ben, it's not fixable. No, he says, and he looks me right in the eye. We're going to fix you, you're not broken, you're sick, there's a difference. Now, first things first, you're going to take a shower. You smell like a biohazard, and that has nothing to do with your diagnosis. For the first time in weeks, a tiny sliver of light cuts through the darkness. I'm not alone in the cave anymore. Ben's presence is like a system reboot while I'm in the shower. He starts cleaning my apartment. He opens the blinds. Letting the light in, he bags up all the trash, strips my bed, opens a window to let the stale air out when I come out, clean and shaved for the first time in a month. The place is already looking more human. He's ordered a pizza. A real pizza, not the greasy crap I've been living on. We eat in silence for a bit. So what did the doctor say? He asks, his tone matter of fact. The real stuff, not the 80s horror movie version you've been cooking up in your head. I shrug. I don't know, I didn't really listen. Something about it being a chronic condition. Right, a chronic condition like asthma or something. Do you have an inhaler for this? It's not like asthma, Ben. I know, moron, but you get it. It's something you manage, so who's the specialist they recommended? I remember the name, Dr. Anya Evans. The clinic gave me a card with her details. I didn't throw that away. It's on my kitchen counter under a pile of junk mail. I find it. Ben takes it from my trembling hand. He pulls out his phone. What are you doing? I'm making an appointment for you. Ben, no, I can't. You can, and you will, or I'll make it for you and drag you there myself. Your choice. He dials the number. He talks to the receptionist. He's polite but firm. He books me an appointment for the following week. He hangs up. There, first step. It feels like he's just asked me to climb Everest, but it's also a relief the inertia is broken, someone else is pushing the boulder, and for now, that's enough. The day of the appointment with Dr. Evans, Ben drives me. I'm a nervous wreck, picking at the skin around my thumbnails. What if she tells me it's worse than they thought? What if she tells you that with a couple of pills you'll be fine and you can stop living like a gremlin? He counters. The specialist office is different from the clinic. It's warmer, less sterile. There's art on the walls. Doctor. Anya Evans is not what I expected. She's in her 40s, with kind eyes and a calm, reassuring energy. She doesn't treat me like a statistic or a disease. She treats me like a person. She pulls up my file, looks at my initial blood work. Okay, Liam, she says, her voice gentle. So you've had a bit of a shock. I nod, unable to speak. I want you to take a deep breath. Whatever you're thinking, whatever you've read online, I want you to just put it aside for an hour and listen to me. Can you do that? I nod again, and then she starts to explain. She draws diagrams. She explains what the virus does to the immune system. She explains what a CD4 count is, what a viral load is. She explains it not with clinical detachment, but with clarity and compassion, and then she tells me about the treatment, antiretroviral therapy. Art. The goal of art is to get your viral load down to a level where it's undetectable in your blood, she says. That means the virus is suppressed, it can't damage your immune system, and you can live a perfectly normal, healthy lifespan. A normal lifespan. The words are a lifeline. And here's the most important part, she says, leaning forward. Once your viral load is undetectable, it is also untransmittable. We have a saying, U equals U, undetectable equals untransmittable. That means you cannot, sexually, pass the virus on to a partner. I stare at her. What? Really, really, she says with a small smile. It's one of the biggest breakthroughs in the last 20 years. It's backed by massive, conclusive scientific studies. U equals U is a fact. My mind is reeling. This changes everything. The image I had of myself as a walking poison, a pariah who could never be intimate with someone again. It shatters. It's not a death sentence for me, and it's not a risk to anyone else. Once I'm on treatment, a wave of relief so profound washes over me that I feel lightheaded. So I just take a pill. Most regimens now are just one pill once a day. There can be some side effects at the beginning as your body adjusts, but for most people, they're mild and they fade. We'll do regular blood tests to monitor you, make sure the medication is working and your immune system is recovering. She answers all my questions. The stupid ones, the scared ones. Can I share a glass? Can I kiss someone? What about my family? She answers them all with patience and science. By the end of the appointment, I feel like I can breathe again. The fear is still there. A low hum in the background, but it's not a screaming siren anymore. Hope. It's a feeling I thought I'd lost for good. As Ben and I walk out of the clinic, I feel the sun on my face. It's just the sun. It's just a normal day. But it feels like the first day of the rest of my life, so, Ben asks. I'm going to be okay, I say. And for the first time, I actually believe it. Starting the treatment is the next hurdle. It's a small pill I have to take at the same time every day. It feels so mundane for something so life-altering. The first few weeks are rough, doctor. Evans warned me about the side effects. I get waves of nausea, a constant, low-grade headache, and a fatigue that feels bone-deep. It's hard to work. It's hard to do anything. There are days when I just want to stop, to give up, but Ben won't let me. He calls me every day at 10 p.m., the time I'm supposed to take my pill. Did you take it? Yes, Mom. Good, now go to bed. I'll drop off some ginger ale tomorrow for the nausea. He's my rock, my loud, annoying, hypochondriac rock. Slowly, as the weeks turn into a month, the side effects start to fade, the nausea disappears. The headaches stop. And one morning, I wake up and I don't feel exhausted, I just feel normal. I go for my first follow-up blood test. Doctor Evans calls me with the results. It's working, Liam, she says, and I can hear the smile in her voice. Your viral load has dropped dramatically. Your CD4 count is already starting to rebound. You're responding perfectly to the medication. I hang up the phone and just sit there, a slow smile spreading across my face. It's working. As my health improves, another feeling starts to bubble up, replacing some of the fear. Guilt, and an overwhelming sense of responsibility. Maya, she's out there somewhere, and she might not know she might be sick. She might pass it on to someone else, just like she passed it to me. Whether she knew she had it or not, it doesn't matter anymore. She needs to know. We have to find her. I tell Ben, he agrees. Okay, detective. What do we know? Her name is Maya. She's a photographer. And she was at that party. I call the friend who hosted the party. He vaguely remembers her. Maya, yeah, I think she came with Chloe, or was it Jessica? I don't know, man. I was pretty wasted. It's a dead end. The anger I felt towards her is gone now. I just feel this strange connection. This shared, awful secret. I feel a desperate need to find her, not for revenge, but to help her, to give her the same chance. Doctor Evans gave me Ben, who loves a good project, goes into full-on private investigator mode. I have an idea, he says one night. The party, someone must have taken photos. He scours Facebook, looking through the tagged photos from that night. After hours of scrolling through blurry pictures of drunk 22-year-olds, he finds it a group photo, and there she is in the back, half hidden behind someone else, but it's her. That smile, Ben recognizes the guy standing next to her. I know that dude. That's Mark. He's a web developer. I remember someone saying the girl he was talking to was a freelance photographer. It's a long shot, but it's all we have. We start searching. Freelance photographer, Maya, city name. Dozens of results. We go through them one by one, looking at portfolios, website headshots. And then on the third page of Google results, I see her, a professional headshot on an About Me page. Her last name is Rivera. Maya Rivera. My heart pounds in my chest. It's her. Her website has a contact form. I stare at the blank message box for a solid hour. What do I even say? Hey, remember me, the guy you had a one-night stand with. Well, guess what? Ben helps me draft it. We decide to keep it simple, non-threatening. Hi Maya, my name is Liam. We met at friend's name's party a few months ago. I know this is random, but I need to talk to you about something important. Would you be willing to meet for a coffee sometime? Hope you're doing well. I read it over 100 times, my finger hovers over the send button, I take a deep breath and click it, the message is sent, and the waiting begins all over again before I can deal with Maya. I know there's something else I have to do, I have to tell my parents. The thought terrifies me more than the diagnosis itself. They're good people. But they're from a different generation. Their understanding of HIV was forged in the fires of the 80s panic. I drive to their house on a Sunday. It's the same suburban house. I grew up in the same manicured lawn. The same welcome mat. It all feels so painfully normal. And I feel like an alien walking into it. They're happy to see me. My mom hugs me. Says I look thin. My dad gives me the classic firm handshake and a pat on the back. We have lunch. We talk about work, about my sister's kids, about the leaky faucet my dad needs to fix. I'm pushing food around my plate, my stomach in knots. Finally, I can't take it anymore. Mom, Dad, I need to tell you something. They stop talking. They know that tone of voice. We go into the living room. I sit on the sofa I used to build forts on, and just like with Ben, I tell them. I leave out the details about Maya. I just say I contracted it. My mom's hand flies to her mouth, tears well up in her eyes immediately. My dad's face goes blank, he just stares at me, his jaw clenched. The silence is deafening. So, my dad finally says, his voice rough, "What does this mean?" And I walk him through it. I tell him what Dr. Evans told me about the medication, about it being a chronic condition, about living a normal life. I tell him about U equals U. My mom is crying, but she's listening. So you're not. You're not dying, she asks, her voice trembling. No, Mom, I'm not dying. My dad gets up and walks over to the window, staring out at the garden. I just don't understand, he says, his back to me. How could you be so careless? It stings. It's the shame and the stigma I was so afraid of coming from my own father. It was a mistake, Dad, one mistake. A mistake that changes everything. My mom gets up and comes to sit next to me. She takes my hand. Her hand is warm. We love you, Liam, she says, squeezing my hand. No matter what, we're here for you. We'll figure this out. My dad stays silent for a long time. Finally, he turns around. His face is etched with worry and fear, but the anger is gone. Your mother's right, he says quietly. We're here for you. Now, tell us more about this medication. What's it called? It's not perfect. It's not a movie moment where everyone hugs and cries and understands everything immediately. It's real, it's clunky and painful and awkward. But it's a start. They're not pushing me away. They're leaning in, and for that I'm so grateful. 2 days after I sent the email, my phone buzzes. It's a new email sender. Maya Rivera, subject, Ray. Party. My hands are slick with sweat. I open it. Hey Liam, wow, blast from the past. I definitely remember you. I'd be up for grabbing a coffee. My schedule is a bit crazy with a shoot this week, but how about Friday afternoon? There's a quiet place called the Daily Grind near me. Let me know if that works. She remembers me. She sounds normal, cheerful, even. This isn't the email of someone who knowingly infected me. The last vestiges of my anger towards her evaporate. I feel sick with dread for her. We arrange to meet. Friday comes. It feels like I'm walking to my own execution again. I get to the coffee shop early, pick a table in the quietest corner. I see her before she sees me. She looks the same. Messy bun, cool jacket, that same easy smile as she walks in. My heart is a jackhammer. She spots me and her smile widens. Liam, hey, she gives me a quick, friendly hug. It feels electric, charged with everything I know and she doesn't. We get our coffees, make small talk. How's work? What have you been up to? Every second of polite chatter is agony. Finally, there's a lull in the conversation. It's now or never. Maya, I start, and my voice sounds strange to my own ears. The reason I wanted to meet, it's serious. Her smile falters. She looks concerned. Okay. Is everything all right? I take a deep breath and I tell her that I got sick a while after we were together, that I went and got tested. I tested positive for HIV. Maya. The color drains from her face. Her cup clatters in its saucer. She just stares at me, her eyes wide with shock and disbelief. What? She whispers. Based on the timeline, I continue, forcing myself to keep going to get it all out, and the fact that my last test before that was negative. I think the transmission happened when we were together. When the condom broke, I brace myself for her reaction: anger, denial, accusations. I'm not prepared for what actually happens. Her face crumples, a sob escapes her. A raw, wounded sound. She covers her face with her hands and just weeps, right there in the middle of the coffee shop. Oh my God, she chokes out between sobs. Oh my God, no, I'm frozen. I don't know what to do. I reach out a hand, then pull it back. Maya, she finally looks up at me, her face streaked with tears and mascara. I didn't know, she whispers, her voice ragged. Liam, I swear to God, I had no idea. And then her story comes tumbling out: the ex-boyfriend she was with for 4 years before me, the bad breakup, him showing up at her door a few months ago, a wreck. He'd confessed to her. He'd been cheating on her, sleeping with men, using Roman 4 drugs. He had contracted HIV. He begged her to get tested. I was so scared, she says, her voice trembling. I was so ashamed, I couldn't face it. So I just didn't. I pretended he never told me. I buried my head in the sand and just prayed that I was lucky. Oh God, Liam, I'm so sorry. She's not a villain, she wasn't malicious, she was just terrified, the exact same terror that had paralyzed me for weeks. In that moment, all I feel is a profound, aching empathy for her. We're not a victim and a perpetrator, we're just two people, caught in the wake of someone else's recklessness, whose lives collided for one night with devastating consequences. It's okay, I say, and I mean it. I was terrified too. And so I tell her my story. I tell her about the black hole, the fear, the isolation, and then I tell her about Dr. Evans. I tell her about art, about how it's a manageable condition. I tell her about U equals U. I tell her that her life isn't over as I talk. Her sobs subside, she's listening, clinging to every word, the hope that I had been given. I can now see it dawning in her eyes. Really? She asks, her voice small. You can live a long time. A normal, healthy life, I confirm. We sit there for a long time, two strangers in a coffee shop, bound together by a virus. The anger is gone. The blame is gone. All that's left is this strange, shared humanity. I'll go with you, I offer, to get tested, and I'll go with you to your first appointment if you want. You don't have to do it alone. She looks at me, her eyes full of a gratitude so intense it's painful to see. She nods. Okay, she whispers. Okay, the next week I'm back at the clinic, the same one where my life fell apart this time. I'm the one in the waiting room, waiting for someone else. Maya comes out after her blood test, looking pale but resolute. A few days later, the result comes back. Positive. It's a blow. Even though we expected it, I go with her to her first appointment with Dr. Evans. I sit in the chair Ben sat in for me. I watch as Dr. Evans explains everything to Maya. With the same patience and compassion she showed me, I see the fear in Maya's eyes slowly being replaced by understanding. And then by hope. It's like watching a replay of my own journey. A strange bond forms between us. In those weeks were not romantic. That one night was a fluke, a collision of two lonely people. We become something else, something more important. We're comrades, allies in the same quiet war. We check in on each other, text each other reminders to take our meds. We talk about the side effects, about the anxiety, about the weirdness of it all. We help each other navigate the new landscape of our lives. It's a friendship forged in the strangest of fires. But it's one of the most real connections I've ever had. 3 months after I started treatment, I go in for a follow-up. It's the big one. Dr. Evans sits me down. She's holding my chart and she's beaming. Well, Liam, she says, I'm happy to tell you that as of this morning, your viral load is officially undetectable. Undetectable, the word sings in the air. I've reached the goal. I've made it. U equals U. I can't transmit the virus. I am not a danger to anyone. I walk out of that clinic feeling 10 feet tall. I call Ben, my parents, my sister. I tell Maya that night. Ben and I go out for a proper celebration. We go to a nice restaurant, have a steak, drink a good bottle of wine. I'm proud of you, man, Ben says, raising his glass. You faced the monster under the bed. I didn't do it alone, I say, clinking my glass against his. Thank you. Life starts to find a new rhythm, a new normal. I'm back at work, Doing well, I'm working out again. Eating healthy, I'm taking my pill. Every day I'm seeing my family, who are still learning. Still occasionally saying awkward things, but they're trying. And that's all that matters. I'm hanging out with Maya, who is also responding well to her treatment. We learn how to talk about it, how to disclose our status to potential partners. It's terrifying at first, the first time I tell a girl I'm dating. My hands shake, she listens. She asks questions, and then she says, "Thank you for trusting me." It doesn't change how I feel about you. It doesn't work out with her for other reasons, but her acceptance is a gift. It proves to me that a full life, a life with love and intimacy, is still possible 2 years later. Be me. 28 life is not beige anymore, it's vibrant. It's full of color I never used to see. I'm a senior designer at my firm now. I'm in a relationship with a woman named Olivia. She's a landscape architect. She's brilliant and kind, and makes me laugh every day. I told her about my status on our third date. She didn't flinch. She'd heard of U equals U. She did her own research. She trusts the science, and she trusts me. It's the healthiest, most honest relationship I've ever been in. Maya is one of my closest friends. She's a successful photographer. Her career has taken off. She's dating a great guy who adores her. We're two ordinary people, living ordinary lives, with a not-so-ordinary secret we carry every day. But it's not a burden anymore, it's just a part of us. Once a month, I volunteer at a support group run by a local AIDS service organization. I facilitate a group for the newly diagnosed. Tonight, there's a new face, a young man, maybe 20 years old. He's sitting hunched in his chair, staring at the floor, looking exactly how I felt 3 years ago, lost, terrified, and utterly alone. His life, as he knew it, just ended. The meeting starts, and people share their stories. Then it's my turn. I look at the young man. I see my own ghost in his eyes. "Hi everyone, my name is Liam." I start. "3 years ago, I was sitting right where you are. I got a call from a clinic, and I was told I was HIV positive, and my first thought, my only thought, was my life is over." The young man looks up at me. "I thought my life was over," I repeat, my voice quiet but clear. "I thought I would never work again, never fall in love again, never be happy again. I thought I was a death sentence walking." I pause, letting the words hang in the air, but I was wrong. It wasn't an ending, it was a beginning. A different, harder, and strangely more beautiful beginning. I tell them about the science. I tell them about the support. I tell them about the hope. I tell them that this thing that feels like the end of the world is not. It is a comma, not a period. When the meeting is over, the young man comes up to me. Is it really true?" he asks, his voice barely a whisper. "That you can be okay?" I smile at him, a real, genuine smile. "Yes," I say. "Your life isn't over, it's just getting started. You are going to be okay." He looks at me, and for the first time all night, the terror in his eyes recedes just a little, and in its place, a tiny, fragile flicker of hope. I walk out of the community center into the cool night air. I look up at the sky, at the thousands of stars. I am alive. I am healthy. I am loved. My life didn't end when the test turned positive, it's when it truly began.